Boys, they got me. They got me for doing the biggest wheelie this town's ever seen.
Who are you talking to?
My phone?
You have your phone?
Yeah, you didn't check my pockets. I got a beer too.
What? Welcome to the show with DeMarco and Kayla. Deep dive into life, twist, see you later. We got questions, got thoughts, no hesitation. Why we like this now is your destination. Pop culture, trends to daily grind hustle. Breaking it down, talking truth, no muzzle. You feel lost, sometimes we gonna navigate. Letting you know it's never too late. Why are we like this now? Gonna figure it out with a pow, pow, pow. DeMarco and Kayla taking the bow. Join us on the journey, we'll show you how.
Telling me to shut the fuck up is wild, though. What's going on, y'all? It's Marco, aka DeMarco. This is my lovely co-host, Kayla. And this is another week of Why Are We Like This Now podcast, where we talk about different things, sex stories, dating. Right now, we're in fucking shambles because of the damn championship game. Such a close game, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the largest lead was like 11 points or something, but it was by Houston.
I know. It's like Florida led for 17 seconds. And the rest of the game was all Houston up until the last 2-3 minutes. You know what? Okay, I feel like Steph Curry has ruined the game of basketball because I feel like these kids just want to keep shooting these threes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They didn't need a three. They don't need a three. Drive the ball. Drive the ball. Shoot the ball. Like go.
They were
like
trying so hard for the three.
God, and I understand like the threes were sinking one time, for a game, like, and it happens. I mean, they're gonna sink, but at the same time, you had this game. This whole game was all Houston.
Mm-hmm.
It was all Houston, and it was
was.
just the little mistakes there at the end, losing the inbounds of all of that. It's just
Yeah, it was a couple because they lost the ball and then they fouled them. So then they got the two shots. They got lucky because Florida didn't make the two shots. They only made one of the two shots. So then if they would have just shot the ball like a 2-point, it would have been fine.
yeah.
But
There at the end, whenever he couldn't touch it because he accidentally, like, he should have just shot it instead of acting like he was gonna shoot it, not shoot it, get blocked if it was gonna get blocked, but shoot the
cares?
fucking ball. Like,
Yeah.
you only had this many seconds left, and so.
Well, that also goes with too, like the fact that like everybody always wants to do this thing where they run the clock, but it's like, yeah, I get it, like running the clock to the point where you don't want the other team to be able to like shoot it and make it, but at the same time, like it's so chancy because you're trying to run the clock and make a 3-pointer, and you're a college basketball player. You're not an NBA player. They don't even
Exactly.
play a full game. They play 20 and 20, and
We had it. We both have Houston picked. They had never broke the lead 8. That's all right. Look, our Why You Like This Now pod picks, we hit second because of the picks. I might have to find some way to not pay my sister. My sister, still popping one. I'm about to have to pay her in food stamps and IOUs. I'm gonna call her and say, hey, we have this what is it, Klarna? We're gonna have to pay him for. I'm just playing. When we have these things going on here at Why We Like This Now podcast, we pay our debts and we pay them. So congratulations to my sister. She was this close to picking Texas Tech. I'll call her right now. She was this close, but she was just like, I just had a feeling. And then she was mad whenever they almost won. But yeah, they got it. It was a good game though. At least it was a good, it was a good game. It was pretty, especially there at the end. Like, it's one of those games that, like, if you can't handle like a close, like, nail biting game, you want to turn it off. And I'm superstitious too. Like, I'll go to the bathroom and then I'll come back out and then they'll start losing or something will happen. I'm like, fuck, I need to leave and come back again. Like, whenever things like that happen, I'm just superstitious. It's a gambling thing. Like, when you start gambling, you start like.
yeah.
You start not
weird
doing
about
things for fucking skills. You start doing them for hope and luck, and maybe one day.
That's why they tell you, like, if you're a gambler, don't put your heart in it, put your brain in it. Because, like, yeah, you might want, like me, I might want the Patriots to win, but I fucking know that they're not going to win any. Like,
But as soon as you bet the opposite way and they actually end up winning, you're like, you feel dumb. You're like, man, why don't I just choose my team? That's why I do not. When it comes to the 49ers, I do not put one bet on. I don't do player picks. I don't do nothing. Only because of that. Because one, I know my team, so if I think they're gonna lose, there ain't no way in hell I'm betting against my team. And two, if I bet for them and they lose, I feel like I've jinxed them. So I have just eliminated betting for my team altogether because of that. So
I've always bet for or against them, depending on if I don't anymore.
You're
Lately, I
jinxing them.
haven't
See,
been betting.
when's the last time they did good? It's because you're jinxing them. You're jinxing. Look, Selena looking at you like, hey, you're jinxing them.
No, it's Tom Brady.
Oh, because Tom Brady left. And now y'all got, I don't even know who's your quarterback anymore right now.
They are trying to do a trade.
Drafts in a couple weeks, so
Yeah,
we'll
so
see how that goes. But as far as the NCAA, done, over with. It's a wrap. We're recording this on a Monday, so that's why we're talking about it right now, because it just happened, and oh my God, it was crazy. But
I know you had to take some time before you started this.
Yeah, I know. It took a little bit of time. A couple of these drinks. Somebody might have caught me pouring a little bit of bottle into this, but
you know what that cup looks like? It looks like one of those candles.
It looks like a vela for real.
Yeah.
Anything for Selena. I bought this for my daughter. She's gonna see it. And she don't watch this stuff, but I'm
I was about to say,
like, why did you use my cup, Dad? So did you do anything this weekend?
I went to go see Minecraft.
Minecraft, like the video game. Wait, that's the one with Jack Black.
The movie, yeah.
Okay, was it good?
It was so good. I was actually surprised because I was like, okay, I'm a little sleepy. I was like, let me get a little energy drink. And then I was like, should I? I could just take a little. I'm so glad I did, though, but because I was really tired that day. But like, it was actually a really, really good movie. It had, what's his name?
Jason Momoa?
Yeah, Jason Momoa. I was like, it starts with an M. What's his last name?
I just remember
No, it
that
had
right
him
now,
in
too.
it and two. And the two of them, you would think it was going to be stupid and like not as funny. It was hilarious because Jason Momoa acted like really dumb, like the dumb guy, but he was still funny. And then you got Jack Black, who's just like, I don't know, he's just always funny, and he's like got a big belly.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
just, I don't know, he just always
Any movie he comes
funny.
on, because it was the same for the Mario Brothers movie. Like, I really was like not expecting it, and then Bowser come out, and it's Jack Black. So was it like a cartoon, or what? Or was it? Were they like regular?
So
but
some parts were animated. So like the Minecraft part, so like all the Minecraft guys and stuff. But then like part of it was like regular, like normal, like obviously.
So even if you don't play or you don't know, you can still go watch it.
Yeah. So I don't really know much about Minecraft. Just my kids play it all the time. They know everything about it. They know like every character name, every power, everything. Both of them, my boy and my girl. And they play together on it and stuff like that through their phones or whatever they do. They link up or whatever. So I know everything. But like, I didn't know nothing. And I thought it was a hilarious movie. I will watch it again. That's how much I liked it.
I guess I'm gonna have to check it out. I took my daughter Death of a Unicorn with Paul Rudd. And it was a weird movie. Paul Rudd and what's that little Mexican girl's name? Or I don't know if she's Mexican, but
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. Yeah. Jenna Ortega. It was pretty good. I mean, it's Paul Rudd, so anything Paul Rudd's in.
I like him.
He's gonna be good, and so they accidentally kill this unicorn, and they find out that the unicorn's blood makes you like. Makes you healthy, like it clears your skin up, and there was somebody that was sick, so he tries to use the blood to try to get better. And then the movie's about like the unicorns coming, and unicorns aren't as majestic and beautiful as you think they are. It was a pretty bad movie. Like people were getting impaled by the unicorn horns, and
I was about to say it looks like a horror movie.
There was guts all over, like. This lady got her cut open, and there's guts all over the. I was like, this movie took a turn. Like it wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was good, but it was one of those movies that you watch it one time and it was like okay, it was good. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I did on I did that on Thursday. I actually did that on Thursday after we dropped the episode. That's what went on Thursday.
That's how
'Cause
you
on
do.
Friday.
Was it Thursday?
Oh,
No,
okay.
Friday.
Friday.
Friday. No, Thursday. It was Thursday. It
So
was
that's what
opening day
grown-ups
for
do.
you.
Whenever grown-ups
Thursday.
get old, you just start losing sense of time. Kids are on spring break. People don't know. My kid was on spring break, but it's just like you just don't know like
I slept
what
in
the
every day
days
on
are.
spring break.
Exactly. And either the week goes by either super fast or it goes so slow that you're just like, wait, what's today? Like, dang, I can just, crazy. But yeah, because on Friday I had family come in. We went to this little, I don't know, a place like where they do like crab royals and stuff. But they had like a DJ, and so we drank out there for a little bit. But on Saturday we had my cousin had a quinceañera. The venue was nice. The venue was like they had this like outdoor like beautiful like it was all set up. Had her name out there. They had this band. One of the like prettiest quinceañeras you can think of. They had a taquero out there with making tacos. But out of nowhere, Dallas, Texas got cold as fuck. It was like 35 degrees, felt like 28. Everybody was out there fucking freezing. So I had, I mean, if you start drinking beer, you start dancing, you'll start feeling good. Everybody had their blankets and shit. All in all, it was pretty nice. It was good. It's always good to see family. You know what I mean? Because like, I feel like nowadays sometimes like people only get together for like funerals. So like whenever something like this happens and a lot of family comes in,
Yeah.
it feels good. So I had a lot of family come out, and when my family comes, we alcoholics. So, but it felt good that I bought my daughter her first pair of boots.
Oh yeah.
I know we talked about this last week about me. I still didn't
Yeah.
buy any. I'm still not country. I still didn't do that. We had the wood out there. There was, it's like a little like ranch style type of thing, and I still didn't do it. But I mean, I still danced. It was still a good time. But yeah, it felt good that my daughter, was over there. She had her boots on. Everybody's complimenting her. It's always good to see like whenever your daughter whenever they're like doing their first whatever
Yeah.
it is, and people are complimenting them, and you can see them kind of blush
It's like
and
that
kind of
feel
like
good moment.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
almost as a parent like brings a tear to your eye. You're kind of like, oh yeah, like your dog's in the background. We can hear the dog. It's okay. You don't have to.
Turn it off.
It's all right. It's all right. It's life. This is why we like this now. It happens. He's already made an appearance anyway, so he's part of the show too.
Yes. I turned it off.
But anyways, yeah. So it was just like, and then that's all we really did. And Sunday cooked out, drank again. It was kind of cold. And then today's Monday. Out of nowhere, it's 70 degrees and fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it was 80 here.
Damn.
But
So
right now it's
did you-
cold. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt because it's cold right now.
So I had to be out there with the phone watching Houston beat fucking Duke. Man, that was a game too. The last 20 seconds, that's gonna go down in history. That's one of the I was like, oh man.
Crazy, yeah.
I could hear the commentators. They were like stunned. That's what felt good. That was probably the best game of the weekend.
Oh yeah, because one of them.
Where did you watch the games at?
I just watched them home. Yeah, I stayed home again all weekend long. No,
Nothing
but
wrong
this
with it.
I had to because my kids were home all weekend because usually they go with their dad, but like this time they were home with me because their dad was busy doing stuff. So like I just stayed home all weekend.
I'll take that over anything any day though. Honestly.
Yeah, I love having them.
Honestly, like her mom knows like if no matter what kind of situation we have, if she's ever like, hey, I'm gonna go whatever, and she don't even gotta ask. I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter's coming with me. Even if I have plans of going somewhere, I'll always rearrange whatever I have to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
That's the thing with being a parent, is that you like always want them around and then, like even when they're at school, I was like, I kind of miss them,
No matter how annoyed you get, like, why are you making this mess, or why is you know what I mean? You're just like, but then you wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world though. So.
Yeah, no. They don't really, the thing is with these two that they're really good kids. Like they don't really like like annoy me. They're always with me. Like I'll go to my room, they're both there. Like even if they're on their phones or playing or whatever, they're with me everywhere I go in the house. So if I go on my patio upstairs in my room, that's where they're at. They're
Catch
just
at the
with me
hip.
all the time. Yeah.
Catch at the hip. This is where my daughter is. I mean, it's the same way. It's like, well, is my dad going? Or, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what's good about, like, whenever your family comes from out of town, like, her aunt gets here, and she's just like, oh, yeah, or pick her up. But, yeah, I mean, still
I
mad
know.
at the
I'm still
Florida
thinking
thing,
about it
but...
too. The loss. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought they had it. Like, I'm like, I was so busy today. And so I was watching it on my phone. So I was like driving around, watching it. And then, like, and I'm just like, oh, God, okay. There's still a lead. There's still lead. There's still lead. And then,
That's what I'm saying. It's like the whole thing, like I just said. I mean, I feel like it's the same way as, like, I feel like Mayweather, one of the greatest ever to do it, but I feel like he ruined boxing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of these boxers want to not fight somebody so they can't be undefeated. When we grew up, boxing wasn't like that. It didn't matter if you had a win or a loss. Like, if a fight was good, and you knew. I mean, Julio Cesar Chavez, yeah, he had like 100 fights and he had like 5 or 6 losses, but still, he was gonna fight whoever. Everybody was gonna fight whoever. And I feel like the way that's why I feel like Steph Curry has ruined the whole fucking like stop shooting the three. Stop, just go shoot the ball. Like, go, there's a whole other game to it.
I just feel like if you don't need a 3 at that point, just shoot the basket so you know you're going to make it and win. And Florida even did them a favor by missing a free throw. They literally just did you a favor. Like, and you fucked it up still. I don't know.
But I feel like they choked just the way Duke choked on Saturday. Like, they missed the inbound. Duke hit the 3. It's just little mistakes, and that's the thing about it is like we were talking about how they play with more heart in the NCAA, but they also don't know the pressure. So once these last minute gets there and it's a close game, one team I remember watching Gonzaga. This was years and years ago. It was whenever what's his name, Morrison. I remember there was like 40 seconds left. They were only down by like 3 or something, and he was crying. He was already crying on the court, like he had already lost. And I guess because of the little mistakes that would happen, and I could tell. And I'm like, "What the fuck are you crying for? Like, you still have fucking time. Go." You know what I mean? And I feel like this pressure builds up for these young kids. I mean, you're like, what are they, like 19, 20 years old? You know what I mean? And I feel like once that 1 minute comes down to it, it's just like this pressure that you're just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who's gonna be better under pressure?
Yeah, it's a pressure, it's frustration because of mistakes that may have been made in like the last 5 minutes or so, or last half or whatever. So it's like a mix of everything, I feel like. That's why I don't blame him too much, but at the same time I'm like, fuck, like.
And I like that Houston coach. He just seems like he's that like coach that he's like real cool, but he's gonna get on your ass when he need to get on your ass. He just seemed cool as hell. I don't know what it is. Like whenever they beat Duke, and he was just like, all right, and he went to go shake the other coach's hand. He's like, I can't believe that shit happened, but whatever. Like, we're here, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But overall, good experience. Our first bracket. Might have to do something. What's next? NBA playoffs.
Playoffs.
NBA playoffs is next. So whenever that starts, we'll do something else. Maybe we'll join in on some of these bets and see what we can do here. But
that would be fun, yeah. And we both watch that too, so it's like
yeah.
We watch hospital. I just want football to return.
I feel like that's what we do. We just wait until football, because you know what the worst part is when the NBA playoffs stop, and that time between like the end of June to like September is the worst ever, because ain't nobody watching baseball. And if you're not going to the game, you're not really watching baseball. I've never met somebody that can just watch 9 innings of fucking baseball, unless you're hammered at the bar and you just have nothing to do. Like, I've just never
I've done that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you just can't like I've never I'm a Braves fan, and I can't be like, oh yeah, you know what, the Braves are playing. No, I'm not. Unless it's October time and they're in the playoffs. And in the playoffs, I'm gonna watch the full fucking game. But if it's
I do.
mid-June, July, the game don't mean shit. You know, they're gonna play the same team tomorrow. But like I said, it's a good thing to go to. It's a good experience. Like when we went to Chicago last July, I took my daughter. I was like, I have to go watch a Cubs game. I wasn't gonna go to a White Sox game. We already know they were gonna lose.
I went to an Atlanta game in Atlanta when I lived in Georgia, and it was baseball, and it was 15 innings.
But it's fun though when you're there. Though when you're there, you're like it's fun, and that's what
fun.
that's what I was
Even
telling.
like midnight.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, so like, and then you got the in between innings. They're doing things. You're involved. My daughter's like, oh yeah, like she didn't think she was gonna even be into it. That's why I said like, if it was a Cubs game. If I went to a White Sox game, I think they were actually calling people from the stands to see if they wanted to play. Tickets so cheap, you might get in the game. But,
A little pinch or something here and there.
let's get into this first video.
Okay.
How much money should a guy make per year?
200,000, I guess. My boyfriend makes like 30,000. 30,000? That should be way more. Why? I feel like that's like enough. He needs to make enough to spoil you and buy you everything you want. But like he works hard for it, so I don't really care. No, but obviously he doesn't if he makes 30,000. But he does. 30,000 is enough. No, it's not. Why not? Because a man should be spending a ring on 30,000, not his fucking. So, but what kind of car does he drive? He doesn't have one. Exactly. I mean, I drive him around. That's fine. That's pathetic. But he's there for like I love him. He's there for me. The money doesn't really matter. He's emotionally there. He's physically there too. A guy should spend a third of his salary on a ring. That's what I was taught. I think money doesn't matter. So it does matter if you want a successful life. But we are successful. Obviously not if you have to drive him around. I don't think it matters. It does matter.
I think that they should fight before we talk about what they're doing. The way they was talking to each other, and one was talking to the other one, they just should fight it out. It's like, what the fuck?
And you can't even say it's age because they're both around the same age.
Right.
So you can't be like, oh, one's more mature, she's older.
Yeah, and the other one's
you
just
know.
talking, and the other one.
And even women my age, they want guys with only money. Like.
Yeah. But still, though, no matter what you think, and we can talk about what they talk about, but no matter what you think about my woman, like if I'm talking to another dude and you're like, oh, well, she's a fucking loser, and and I'm like, pathetic, and I'm like, we about to fight right now.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, hey, well, why isn't he not there? Well, why the fuck are you with me right now then? I guarantee you she doesn't have fucking $20 in the bank and whatever the fuck is going on right now. They're having to fucking split whatever they have to fucking split.
Yeah, I wouldn't have went that far in depth. I would already like wanted to punch her in the face. I used to fight a lot when I was younger, but I don't anymore because I'm old. But like when I was younger, it didn't take much. I would fight a lot, but like, I was so scrappy.
And that's why you don't. And that's why I don't think you have. I haven't known you for a long time, but I really haven't heard you talk about any girlfriends that you have. You really don't have girlfriends. Honestly, the other day, I'm not even gonna lie to you, you had put something about some girl, and I was like, I clicked on her, I'm like, is this her friend? I'm like, Kayla has a friend that's a girl? And it's not even that you hang out with guys. Like, I feel like you're just like now that where we're at in life is like, I feel like you just really just by yourself. You know what I mean? It's your friends are your kids. You know what I mean? But like that's what I mean. It's like I really just haven't heard you talk about any friends, even guys. Like who you're dating, and every once in a while you'll talk about. But I've never heard you talk about like a girl. Like like oh me and so we went out and we got drunk. No, it's like hey I went to the bar and I sat by myself and thing. You're just like me. I just feel like
I'm like a big loner now because over the years you see how people are and who's there for you and who's not, And I still have friends from like high school that like they're kind of more acquaintances, but like there's a few that I still like. I'll send reels to or whatever. I'll send stuff to. Like there's one in particular. She lives in Arizona. I've known her since high school. Huh?
Nothing. I said what she look like.
Oh.
I'm that friend that always tries to get with all the friends. So I'm just gonna let you know that right now. That anytime you have a girlfriend, they'll be like, "What she look like?" And you're gonna be mad and be like, "God damn, Mark, you fucked another one of my friends."
Yeah, but no, I'm mostly a loner just because I like my own company. I'm happy like that, but I'm an extrovert. So anywhere I go, I meet people. So it's not like I don't feel lonely when I go out because I'm always meeting people. I'm always like talking to people. Like I know a lot about sports, so I talk to people about
But
sports
then also
or
you were fighting, so
what?
and then also you said you were used to fight, so nobody wanted to be your friend. So I get it.
Yeah. So that was like really pretty when I was younger. I was like super pretty. So it was like a kind of a jealousy type thing, you know?
Yeah, and
I don't
I get it. That happens a lot.
know.
It happens a lot. You know, I grew up with women my whole life, so I know I'm tired of it, but at the same time, I know it. So it's like I get it.
Yeah.
I get why they're mad, and so that's what I'm saying. I feel like going back to the girls we were just watching. I feel like she really does believe that. I feel like the internet has really fucked a lot of girls' heads up, like thinking of because I don't think the girl knows what $130,000 is a year. I don't think she knows. She doesn't have a clue. She doesn't have a clue because if somebody was making 60 and told her that was 130, she probably wouldn't even know the
Well, she
fucking
said
difference.
200K.
Oh, she said 200. I thought she said
Yeah.
130. I don't know. I got
She said
short
two.
term memory.
You got to mix up because the other girl said 30,000.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing with that is that she's gonna go for money, but like she's never gonna be in love. She's never gonna feel like emotionally like connected with someone or anything like that because she's just chasing the bag like that someone
But I
else has.
think that she's young enough to where something's gonna happen to where it's gonna change. Do you know what I mean? Like I
It
said,
could.
I think that the internet has fucking fucked everything up so much to make everything transactional. Like you don't understand. Like as a young girl, you don't understand that you sound like a fucking prostitute right now.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like, and she's right. And she's like, oh, I think you should spend a third of the salary on a ring. Bitch, that's $10,000. You said a third of a. Do you know what a $10,000 ring can buy you? Do you know what I mean? Like I just think you watch the internet so much that you don't understand how much things really cost. And that I guess it's almost like me being a dad, like because I knew she was young. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like you sound like a prostitute right now. You don't understand like it's transactional and and whenever you do that, you just it's just not gonna work. But you'll learn. You find out because like you know you find somebody and you're just like I don't know why I like them, but I like them, and it won't have anything to do with
Yeah.
money, and it won't have anything to do with anything, and it'll be this. You're just like. And you've been there. I've been there. I've been there to where I've liked this girl so much, but there was that one thing. It's a big thing that you're just like, dang, I can't love them because for me it was because she was a hoe. You know what I mean? She was a hoe, so I could. I'm just like, man, I really like this girl. Like, she's the coolest girl. We have the best time. Everything is cool. But why you want to fuck everybody? But but that's what I'm saying. Is like she's gonna find that dude that she falls in love with, and he's broke as fuck, and he's why can't you have them? And that's what. So like the other girl, it was kind of like I was on it. You know, you want to be on her side. You want to be on her side about the whole 30,000 thing, but you know, you have to put yourself in as like me and my daughter. Like if my daughter told me that her dude is doesn't have a car and she has to drive him around, I don't have a problem immediately. I'm just gonna be like, okay, did his car break down? Is he gonna have something in the future? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Like people get into hard places, some things happen, but at the same time, like you've been with him for almost a year now, and he doesn't have a fucking car, or he doesn't have anything to help you out with the car that you have. Like,
And that's where I was gonna play devil's advocate because at the same time, like I don't agree with either of them to me. Because I feel like the other one, she also could be getting used. Because if she's driving around her man, he doesn't have a car, he doesn't make that much money. He's like, I don't know where they live. In California, you can't you can't do nothing with
you
$30,000.
can probably live in a small town in Texas, like a real small town.
But here, like you cannot live alone. Like you would have to live with your parents because that's
Yeah,
not enough. Like it's
right, and
literally
that's
not enough.
okay.
And
And
so
I'm glad that you did play devil's advocate because that's what I feel. I feel the same way. I feel like like you really don't have to look for money, but at the same time, I mean, we both agree that $30,000 is low. But maybe he's working into something to make something higher. This is just where he's at now. But at the same time, when she said, well, I have to drive him around, like, it's like you didn't want to, I was on your side. Like, we were all rooting for you. You didn't have to say all that. You know what I mean?
Well, and then at the same time, if it was my daughter, I'd be like, okay, well, so why doesn't he have a car? Does he go to school or something? Because if she said, oh, he goes to school, he only makes 30,000, I'm honestly, I'm on his side. I'm okay with that because
Right.
maybe he's going to make better things of himself. Maybe he's paying for his school. That's why he can't afford a car or something like that, Because she's still young enough where that's okay, like people going to school, finishing, whatever. But
Yeah,
if that's just like his end thing that he's gonna
because
go
love
on.
doesn't put food on the table.
No, and that's the thing, like that's why I said at the same time, I don't go for money, but I also make sure that someone has themselves like set up so they're good.
Because
Like
now that
I'm
I think
39
back
years
at it,
old.
the girl I was talking about, like I remember I had no kids, she had no kids, and I remember I was the manager at like I ran my own stuff with like kids. It was like a boys and girls club, and
Hmm.
I had my little thing going on because I had weekends off. I was on salary with them. I wasn't making sure. I was probably making that same around 30,000. I was
Hmm.
barely fresh, 21 years old. Now, I knew that I could move up, so it was kind of like one of those things that like I could move up if if things started getting better. But it was more of the reward because I was with kids. You know what I mean? I was doing things,
Yeah.
and then, but I felt like she wanted more money. She kind of was just like, you know what I mean? Like I felt like she
Hmm.
wanted more money, but I was like, I don't have no kids. I have weekends off.
Yeah.
I was trying
You're
to
good.
rap at that time, so I was trying to
Oh God.
make my CDs, and I was selling CDs on the weekend. And you can talk shit about my raps all you want, but we was
Oh,
making, we was selling. We would go to the fairs and we would sell my little mixtape. And me and my little crew, we used to make some money just selling CDs. The CDs could have been blank, but we were selling CDs. So I had my little like rotation going, you know what I mean?
mhm.
But and it was kind of like I I felt like maybe if I had more, but at the same time, like I said, she had her mind on other shit. So had I said, "Hey, let me go try to make more money," she still would have been done and still gone and do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. So
Mhm.
I think you gotta just be yourself. You just gotta like do what's best for you, and whoever is meant for you is meant for you. And if it's nobody, then it's nobody. I mean, look at us.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'm not gonna
make
say
one of
us.
those.
I mean,
We're gonna
I'm
have to
just
make
gonna
one of
say
those
look at
like.
me because I'm probably not gonna be with nobody. So, but
No, I was about to say we're gonna have to make one of those blood pacts from back in the day. Like if you're not married or together with someone by the time you're 50 now, we have to wait a little bit longer.
shit, I'm down. But I'm not moving to
Yeah,
Cali. I can tell you that much right now. I'm not moving to Cali.
I know, but Texas is cheaper, so
Oh man, but yeah. So like all in all, like it's crazy how it was. I think that's just it. It's just like you got to be yourself. You got to do what you do, and not worry about what the other person's gonna do, and you'll find it. And if you
yeah.
don't, you still living your life, and you're still doing you. Let's go
Hmm.
to this next video.
Do you ever not want to cuddle because you know that's what's going to
Oh, all
happen?
the time. I'll play dead. He's like cuddling, and I just lay
No,
there,
'cause I-
and he's like, "Jeez," and I'm like, "Well, no, because then you're gonna take it as a green light, and no,
It's
not a
like
green light."
frustrating because I don't mind a cuddle. Like he'll rub my back and I like that part, but I'm not always ready for the whole thing.
I have to be very clear with the signals I'm giving. I'm not trying to give the wrong signal. Sometimes I feel like if I cuddle, or sometimes if my feet are cold, I'll put them on him. He thinks it's the go, and I'm like, no, I have cold feet. So I have to say, hey, can you get my heating pad? Because then I'm by myself, If I'm rubbing up on him, then he thinks that it's like the green.
Like seriously, like I can't even. I want the green light 24/7.
Now that you're single, though, that you gotta say that whenever you're in a relationship, you don't ever get tired of doing it.
I just feel like I lost. The thing is, I can't really use my past relationship that I just exited because like we didn't really have a sexual like bond anymore, I guess you'd say. So I don't know. I thought something was seriously wrong with me because I felt like I could never get there.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
you
I
did
just
say
kept
that.
going to the doctors thinking something was wrong with me. But then when we broke up, it was like I swear to God I was horny 24/7. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like what happened? And yeah, so
I
if
don't
I'm
mean to
with
laugh, but
someone,
you went to the doctor because you couldn't get off with your.
yeah, I thought something was wrong with me. I wanted to figure it out because I wanted to be like, because you want to be sexual, you want to have that, you know?
Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre.
Well, I thought it was after having kids and I got
No, I
fixed
just
and all
thought
this
about
stuff.
I thought about white chicks. My pussy's doing the beatbox.
No, it's because I could on my own, but I couldn't with him.
So why
And
would
so
it be
that's
a
why,
medical emergency?
no, it's just like a doctor's appointment. So when you go see your doctor,
I guess I don't ever go to the doctor, so I guess I don't know what you go to the doctor. I
well,
don't know.
I mean, women have to go often
Right.
for like pap smears and all that stuff, like checking lady parts and stuff. So then, like, when I was there, I was asking about it because I thought something was wrong with me. I don't know. And then, so yeah, like I said, when we broke up, I was like horny 24/7, seemed like all the time. And then I was just not finding, I also was running into the same problem when I was having sex with people, like not a lot of people, but people that some people I started to realize that some people I'm just not sexually connected with. Like there's no
We've talked
sexual
about that
connection.
though. We talked about that. Like
Yeah,
you have to have a compatibility, no matter how good
that's
you
what it
are in
was. Yeah.
bed. You don't, no matter how good you are in bed, if you're not compatible, you're not compatible. We've talked about that before, and I think I feel like people think that it's not a thing, but it's a thing. It's a thing.
Oh, it's 100% a thing
It's a thing.
because later you realize like they're not the person for you because you can't get as sexual, keep the sexuality and all that stuff in the relationship. And that's why when I found this person that I don't know if we're together. I don't even know what our relationship is right now, but the person that I'm kind of like still with, like now, like him and our sexual compatibility is like just beyond, I can't even tell you, like it's beyond words. It's like the best, but it's just the relationship part is kind of needs work. But yeah,
No, I get it,
I
and,
think
and
that's
I
like
think,
probably one of the most important things now to me, like over
I,
money, over everything. Just
but I
make
think the thing is that like whenever you're with somebody and you've been with them for so long, you start thinking of it as a chore.
yeah,
So instead of like you doing it for pleasure, you're like, oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to give it to her. Man, and she did right. I love cold feet. I don't know what it is. Fucking cold feet. Bam. I don't know what it is. Put your cold feet on me, and it's good. And I'm not even a feet guy. I just don't know what it is about cold feet. Cold hands. I don't know. I just like cold, I guess. But yeah. So like, I just feel like yeah, you think of it as a chore. So once you start thinking of work as a chore, you don't want to go to work. We talked about this podcast. Like sometimes in our mind, like because we come here every Monday, we think of it as a chore. Like you're like, I don't know if I want to do it or not. And then you get here and you're just like, oh fuck, why was I tripping about it? Like, yo, shit, we having a good time. We doing this. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Once you start putting it in your mind that it's a chore, it's not fun anymore. It's just not fun
Hmm.
anymore. So like if your man is gonna be like that 24/7, then I feel like you gotta satisfy it, or I mean, what are you there for?
That's why I still was willing to do it. However,
Right.
even though I couldn't get there, I was just like, okay, I'll just do it. I'll go down on him. I'll do whatever he wants because he's the person I'm with. Even though I couldn't get there, I would still do those things. I'm not gonna like pretend I'm sleeping or do all kinds of crazy shit just to not have sex. That's weird. Like, the feeling of it is still good, almost no matter who you do it with. It's just that there's no like connection, there's nothing there. And like I said, like with this new person, like I couldn't even believe it. It blew my mind how good it felt. Like just not like we've talked about this before, not just the sex, like it's the whole thing. It's like the foreplay. It's like everything was like good.
But that's what I'm saying, is that like it doesn't sound exhausting to you after 10 years of marriage, and you're just like, oh my god, we have to do this foreplay thing again, or let me go down on them for a little. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes after being with somebody for so long, Like it just sounds like that. Even as a guy, sometimes it's just kind of like. I don't condone cheating. I don't want anybody, but I'm just saying I feel like that's why people cheat is because it's like a new spark, like because they're looking for that something that's not there anymore, or that it's just the same all the time. It's the same thing, and I feel like if you don't switch it up, like it just continues to be the same thing, and that's why it happens this way is because you haven't switched it up. Like one of those times that you don't want it to be a green light, let it be a green light. Now. Bad side about it is that he's gonna think it's a green light every time. But at the same time, at least it's this. It's just like you have to put up with it. If you didn't want that, then why be with the man? You know what I mean?
Well, and see, that's the thing though. That's what you have to do too. That's why they say relationships are work. A lot of people are like, oh no, if you love someone, it's not work. No, it is all the time. Because yes, you still have to go on dates. Yes, you still have to have sex on a fucking balcony outside because that's what makes it that's what makes him. Like it. And then
It's
people
like
are
Chris
like, well,
Rock said.
what if people are looking at you on the balcony? Okay, well then they got a fucking free show because honestly, I'm still gonna fuck my man up there. I don't care. Like it's like people are so worried about what other people think that they're just they can't break out of their shell, and it's like some people when they get older they get more boring because they just don't care anymore. But it's like you need to care. You need to have that. Like you need to care. You need to maybe if you go to a restaurant, fuck in the car afterwards or something. You're like, I don't know, just I've done that before. Many times where you have to change it up, or it's gonna be boring like that.
But at the same time, you got to look for the compatibility because like sometimes guys aren't all the way into that, and then sometimes girls aren't. So like you have to find that person. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. I mean, just like I said, what I was gonna say earlier, like Chris Rock said, it's kind of like relationships are like moving the couch. It's not hard if both of y'all are moving. It's still work. You got to both pick up at the same time. But if only one person's doing the work, then it's just not gonna work. And so that's why you have to find that like even space. But I get it, and that's why like I'm okay with like podcasts like that where they're kind of like expressing themselves as a woman, like, hey, I just don't feel like doing this anymore. But it's kind of like, that's what's confusing as to men, because like I was saying before, like we talked about last time, when women get to that 35-year mark and their your sex drive just gets up there. And everybody knows that once you get there, but between 35 to 40, 35 to 50, like that sex drive is just fucking up there. Like, I don't understand because like whenever these women that have been in relationships for so long, does their sex drive not go up? Because like I feel like it's usually women that are these age that are talking about this whole like, oh, I don't want to cuddle because it's Greenlight and all of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like because they think of it as a chore. So I just like, is this not happening? Because like they'll be the first ones that whenever they get a divorce, they fucking the first thing they see because it's different, and they're just like this, and they didn't realize that's what they were wanting, and it's that's it.
Well, it's because, like I said, they're not spicing it up. They don't have to go anywhere. Like, you can use, like, toys, or you can do different things, like do it in the shower, or you can do it downstairs on the freaking kitchen table, or on the counter, or, different shit like that. Yeah, you might have kids, but there's going to be a time that you're in your house, even if it's, like, 5 or 10 minutes, doesn't take long to fuck, and, like, do it. Like, it could be in different places in the house. You could use toys. You could use they're like swings. I really want to get a swing. I think those are so cool. You can hook it to like any door.
10 minutes? What are we gonna do with the other fucking 8.5? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm saying you have the whole 10 minutes. So if you
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But you're right. You're right. That's what I'm saying. Is it's like I feel like they've made it into a chore, and that's why it's not. And that's the reason why. Because if not, they wouldn't look at it that way. They'd be like, okay, what do I got to do this? But at the same time, I mean, I get it. You just want to cuddle sometimes, and you just, like I was talking about last time, like that's one thing I do miss. I do miss intimacy of just like, let me watch this movie, let me rub your leg, let me, it's kind of that's what's one of those things. So.
And that's one of the things like I went wrong too in the beginning of this kind of relationship thing that I'm in. He like wanted to cuddle and wanted to do all these things, and I'm like, wait, because we were supposed to be just having sex, and I'm like, I'm not gonna cuddle you. This is weird, But now it's like being used against me because I'm like, okay, I do like to cuddle, but I want to cuddle with someone that I'm with, I don't want to cuddle with some random,
I ain't cuddle that shit. Yo, Uber outside right now. Cuddling for.
No, but yeah, intimacy is like a big deal, you know, like whether it's like you're giving someone a massage or something. Honestly, any of that stuff always leads to sex to me, but I don't know. I just
Yeah. So
gotta
I
be
mean,
right
like I
with the
said,
right person. That's all.
gotta be. All right,
Or
let's
if
move
not,
on to
they're
this
getting
last
that
one here.
sneaky link.
The what?
The sneaky link. They're cheating. I think that's why they cheat though, because it's more exciting because you're like, oh, I'm gonna fuck.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like, you're bored, and then all of a sudden, I think the bad part about it is you blaming the other person. Oh, you never did this. You never did this. No, you
Yeah.
didn't do it either. You know what I mean? It's just like you blame
Hmm.
somebody else. But at the same time, it's just something new. It's something exciting. It's just like we're not supposed to be doing this, so it's like exciting. You know what I mean? Like,
That's why I said have sex elsewhere. Because you can do the
you got to
same
spice it up.
thing
Exactly.
with your partner, but you just
Hmm.
have to work at it. Like we said, you have to go and do things. You have to go to a hotel and fuck on a balcony, or you have to go, I don't know why I always say that.
I
A
gotta try this
pool.
balcony thing because you keep talking about this balcony thing. I just want to be at the motherfucking bottom, like.
Look it up. Oh, it's
I'm a fucking pervert. That's why I'm a fucking pervert.
same. I probably would have watched it.
All right, let's move on to this next one here.
Okay.
Let me tell you about the traumatic story about why I don't go clubbing anymore. About 3, 4 years ago, my homies hit me up and go, hey, it's throwback night. Let's go. And I'm like, word, let's go. I get new kicks, new shirt, new jeans, everything fresh. I'm ready. Go to the bar, order a bunch of Pizza Rock and Sprites. Don't judge me. It was mid 2010s. I hear Tell Me When to Go come on like it's a beacon for Gondor. So I ran to the dance floor. No one dancing except for one cute Asian girl just getting down to it. And I'm like, that's going to be my best friend for the night. I walk over. We instantly vibe. We're dancing, getting down. It's great. She eventually drops in a squat, starts hitting the fizz face. I'm like, oh, where we getting down Indian style. I get down too. I'm fizzing. About a minute passes. She's still fizzing. And I'm like, I'm tired. I get up. She eventually gets up and then just books it. And I'm just like, what happened? I'm trying to figure out. I look down. There's a poop. There's a poop where she was squatting. She shit on the dance floor. And you don't forget something like that. Like that is traumatic. You look into the eyes of someone while they're pooping. It is a very intimate, especially when it's happening. So I tell my friend about this. He goes, there's no way, bro, you're lying. I say, look to your left. He looks to his left. He goes, that's a poop. I go, yes, sir. That is a poop.
I mean, it's old school night, so like maybe she's just old and can't hold it anymore.
I don't think so. I think she had a
I
fart
mean,
and she was
to
trying to just like
it's a weird way to reject somebody, huh?
well, like he said, he's like, I'll never forget that. So she in her head knew
No, I mean to be
over.
fair, it was E40. Tell me when to go, and she went.
So where to go to? That's fine.
That's what she was on. Maybe she was on some. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know if we're at the age now that you think you could still do things, and maybe she was on more than alcohol. First of all, what the fuck was he talking about? Pizza rocks and Sprite. What the fuck? What was that? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Don't judge me. I'm trying to figure out what the fucking pizza rocks are. I didn't know what that was. So maybe she just on some alcohol, or maybe she fucking did some drugs. Maybe she fucking got high, or
I think she just tried to fart and then sharded, but like sharded so big.
I don't know. I don't know. She could have smoked some weed and it just like her fucking bowels
I
were just loose. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
maybe. Like I've had an edible before, like more recently, and I didn't feel like I wanted to shit somewhere randomly.
I can't do edibles. I'll tell you what. Like I didn't want to take Advils afterward. Like okay, so like
Yeah.
I'll smoke here and there. Like doing a lot of running and stuff. I like to smoke because like it like it's like a good like rest. Do you know what I mean? But I
Uh-huh.
haven't smoked in so long now because years ago, like I went to Colorado and I had a bunch of stuff, and I smoked whatever. But I had this pack of gummies that were it said 100 milligrams, and there was 10 of them. So in my mind, 10 times 10 is 100. So or I was like, so I'll take one that's 10. No, bro, they're 100 milligrams a piece. So
Hmm.
I took it and I just took it. I went to go get some food because I told my homeboy I was gonna meet him at the bar. I went to go get some food and all I remember is that like I remember seeing a police officer and my feet feeling heavy, and I was like, I gotta get home. I got home, and I felt like the best. What is that sense of like euphoric, like
Yeah.
euphoria? I just felt like it felt awesome, like the most like I felt rested. I felt so, and then it switched, and it turned to oh fuck, Smokey and the Chicken Coop. I'm like,
Creepy, yeah. Kind of
I'm
reminds
looking
me
in
of
the mirror
Harold
like,
and
no, you're
Kumar.
good, bro. I'm looking in the mirror like, no, you're high. No, chill, you're okay. No, I'm high. Oh no, and it just kept
Yeah,
going back and forth all night, and I'm trying to like
like
focus on
paranoid.
things. I had to work, so I finally, out of nowhere, fall asleep, and I wake up, and I'm late for work. I had to go to work. I wake up, I'm getting dressed. I try to get dressed quick because I had to be at work in like 10 minutes. I didn't get showered, didn't get nothing. I just got up, got dressed. When I'm walking down the stairs, I look over. All the food that I bought, still in the box, still all on the table, untouched. That's how I know it was high. Then I get to work. I look down on my computer, and I'm like, no way. I'm still high right now. Like, and it was, and it's funny to tell the story, but at the same time, like, so I knew this guy back in the day that like he had smoked something. Now, mind you, it was probably more than weed. I think it was mixed with something else that it like triggered something in his brain to where like rewired it to where like he was walking the streets kind of like afterward, like his brain never fully came back. Now, after years and years, it came back, but it happened, and I don't know if it was like mixed with something or whatever, but the whole time I was high, I was like, you're turning into like, what are you gonna tell your mom? You just had a baby too. I remember because my daughter had just got born. I had just broke up with her, but I wasn't with her mom, and I was just like, you're the fucking loser dad now, and just talking shit to myself in the mirror that I probably would have shit on the dance floor.
Probably. Yeah, no, that reminded me of Harold and Kumar.
Oh yeah,
Like when they see like
yes,
unicorns dancing around
yes,
or they're dancing
yes.
to weird music or some shit like that. No, I had edibles a few times, but I had one that was kind of strong, like with this guy that I met on the internet, like a dating app, the internet, not what you're thinking of the internet. And I don't know, it was like I took what you're supposed to take. And it was like a good time. It wasn't like it was euphoric. It wasn't like paranoid and some crazy shit. It was just
I'm
normal.
telling you, I was in the chicken
I
coop.
didn't
I
do too
was
much.
fucking.
That was a
That's
long time
funny as
ago.
hell. You make it sound like it was like you found some dude on the old fucking Craigslist app. Like,
That's what I said. Not what you're thinking, the internet. Because I'm old, so now I always say the internet. And then my kids are like,
because that's
oh,
why when you said the internet, it's really making me think about Craigslist. I don't know if you remember that. Like, Craigslist was one of those things at that time. It was just like
M looking for F,
what was
BBW, or
what?
two Fs.
Yes, but what was it like? You'd have to go to a specific spot. Like it was like the sales, like the
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the
missing
looking for.
connections or
Yeah.
probably something like that. But yes, and then it was always like M looking for F because you had to make sure to know that you're not gay, or the other way around. It was like
Yeah.
M looking for M, or M looking for whatever. I just want to get off, or like
Yeah.
the more desperate one was like M looking for two Fs. And then you go click on it, and it's the nerdiest motherfucker you could ever think of. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just looking for two females to have a good time. It's 9 inches and long. You're 9 inches, and you're just like." And it was funny because you would just go through there. You're just like, "Oh, this is funny." And you'd
Yeah.
always find the ones with the pictures. Am I right? You'd
Yeah.
always be like, "Oh, let me look at this picture,"
Oh
and
my
you'd be like,
God.
and it would either be the guy by himself, or it'd be like the girl, and then every once in a while it'd be like a little like, oh shit, she's naked. Oh shit. Like, oh shit, that's a dick.
That's like the
Oh
serial
shit, that's a
killer
dick.
website. That's where a lot
But
of
that's what
serial.
happened. I guess that's why they had to bring it down, right? Is because they were killing people.
Mm-hmm. That's why these other apps try to make it a little safer, but it's not really that safe. I could meet someone today and go get killed in a couple hours. Like, so it's not It's not safer.
She said,
My
and
favorites
go
were
get
when you look
killed.
at like when it said like looking for F like BBW or something.
That's what it was. Like yeah, looking for a pog.
That's hilarious.
And that's why the search sites are the way they are now, because like it was from the old Craigslist thing. But that's funny that's what I'm saying is like I feel like we've been through a lot. Like we've been through like I feel like our whole life, us millennials, our whole life has been one big experiment for
Literally,
just
I was just gonna
whatever
say
is just happening. Like, hey, let's throw them out in the wild. They're gonna ride bikes until whatever, and then my daughter asked me the other day, like, Dad, like, how did you know when to go home? I didn't. I just knew that I had to be there before it got dark. When the street lights come on, I'm late. You know what I mean? Like I got to get home
say
now.
that like if it's not really true, but no, that's 100% true. Because when the street lights came on, that's when you knew it was getting dark, and that's when you knew
You were late.
you had to go in. If not, you're gonna hear someone yelling your name through the streets. Like
Exactly. And I feel like neighbors. I feel like the neighbors were more close back then. Like neighbors watched you. Like they kind of like, hey, do you know that Marco's over here with so and so, and like. And then I'd get home and my mom would be like, hey, well, you know, Martha from down the street said that you were over there with so-and-so. And I'm like,
you were supposed to be outside?
Snitched on me again. Yeah, like, yeah. So my daughter was like, how did you know, did you not know? I'm like, no, we didn't have phones. So you weren't going to tell me when to come home and everything was good. I said, you know how far we used to go that, we were going to push how far. I think that's why I like running too, because like running reminds me of whenever we were kids. Like you can pass by certain things every day. But once you rode your bike through there, you're like, oh, this is like cool. Like I can ride my bike inside here in this little tunnel. And I feel like whenever I'm running now, that's what it is. It was like, oh, let me run through here. So I feel like that's
neighbors were snitches though, because we would take shortcuts home, and they're like, oh, by the way, I saw me and my brother Kayla and Derek taking a shortcut home, and I was like, oh, fuck. And my mom's like, I told you not to take that way. Someone's gonna come and kill you. I'm like, dude. You wouldn't know anyway.
Exactly. Because how did and then I came home. I'd always come home all fucking with a bloody nose because we just played football and we got into a fight, or I'd always have all scrapes because of in fact, like my elbows are still fucking all like from just riding the bike and falling over and scraping up. Like now we can't. I don't know. It's just like I said. It was just one big experiment, one big like let's just throw them in there. Fucking
like
Craigslist.
We had AOL dial-up.
Exactly, AOL.
Like I was trying to explain to my kids about how lucky they are because they can use internet. Because one day the internet went out, and I'm like, "You're lucky you have it anyway." I had to share internet between the phone and internet, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I tried to explain it, and they did not get it.
Yeah, like my mom's asleep. We're supposed to be asleep. All of a sudden, we're trying to get on the motherfucking the Yahoo Messenger was the big thing. Remember ASL, age, sex, location.
Yeah.
Like what is ASL? Like age, sex, location. How old you are you male or female, and where are you at? We would just like fucking talk. Who knows if we were really talking to whoever we thought?
No, you probably weren't. Yeah.
That was prime. Like that was early the days, but we'd wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, so we could try to do that. And you push the button, and all of a sudden your fucking internet's connecting.
And it's loud.
And all of a sudden my mom's in the background like, who's turning on the internet? Oh shit! Like, you know what I mean?
Through the phone, it's everything. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, and the worst part about it is like you're in the middle of like one of the best conversations with this girl, and I'm just like talking to her, and we're like, oh, and all of a sudden the fucking phone starts ringing. Somebody answers, the internet cuts off, and you ain't talking to nobody no more. You have to wait for that motherfucker to connect again and hope that she's still on there. And 10 times out of 10, she wasn't there, and you're like, they ruined it. Like
connection. You could have been in love.
Exactly. See, I'd be married I would be married right now from the girl in San Diego that was 1 year younger than me or the same age. She might have been you. I might have been talking to you.
We'll never know.
Everything has just been that, though. It's just that, and Craigslist turns into dating apps that are now like I just feel like social media same way from fucking MySpace to now Facebook to now Instagram and
top 10. I got it.
MySpace was awesome. MySpace, I knew I was big on MySpace too. That's how I kind of knew the Instagram thing is because it's kind of the same thing. I just asked everybody to be a friend, and you just can't be scared. You just had to do it, and people were gonna be like that. And I never had a top 10 because I was never like one of those people. So I just
I had to turn it off.
Yeah, and the only reason I had it on is like I said earlier was whenever we were rapping, like I just had the dudes that I was rapping with, and I had to every week or every other week even exchange them because one of them was 1 and one of them was 2. And like,
yeah.
And it's funny because it's not a big deal that we talk about it now, but back then being a number 1 friend and the number 2 friend was a big deal. Like
yeah, because it was either your best friend or the guy that you were dating, and then if you got into a fight with your best friend, whoop, she slid down the line.
and that's why like. And that's like me rapping was like my excuse of like if I was talking to somebody, I'd be like, "Oh, I can't put you on there because that's not really like my real page. That's my rapping page, you know."
I see.
See, and then so that shaped us into what we are now. So it's like we went from that. So we just been we are an experiment, and this is the reason why we ask ourselves, why are we like this now? And every week we sit here and we talk to each other. We talk about the same things every week. This is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We are already at week 9, episode 9. We are getting to 10 next week. This is my lovely co-host, Kayla. I am Marco, a.k.a. DeMarco. This is Why We Like This Now podcast. See you next week.
Why are we like this now? Gonna figure it out with a pow, pow, pow. DeMarco and Kayla taking the bow. Join us on the journey, we'll show you how.